you are walking through life with a persistent sense that something is missing. An invisible wall standing between you and the abundance you are promised. The weight of your bills and the uncertainty of tomorrow have created a cage of anxiety that feels impossible to escape. We have been taught to ask for help, but we often ask from a place of desperation rather than a place of authority. The translation of the words of Jesus that we read today often misses the vibration and the cosmic reality of his original tongue. Deep within the Aramaic language lies a specific frequency that does not just ask for resources, but actually unlocks them from within. When you learn to speak MALKUTA every morning, you stop being a beggar in the kingdom and start becoming a conscious heir. This is not just a word. It is a spiritual key that shifts your internal landscape from scarcity to an overflowing fountain of divine supply. Most people spend their entire lives knocking on a door that is already open, simply because they lack the correct sound to step through. Prepare yourself, for the ancient wisdom we are about to uncover will dismantle your poverty mindset and replace it with a royal identity. The human experience is often defined by a crushing sense of limitation that dictates every decision we make from the moment we wake up. We look at our bank accounts, our mounting responsibilities, and our unfulfilled dreams, feeling as though we are perpetually running out of time and energy. This feeling of not enough is the primary poison that prevents us from experiencing the life of fullness that Jesus spoke about so frequently. In the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 6, we find a profound teaching where Jesus instructs his followers not to be anxious about their lives or what they will eat or wear. He points to the birds of the air and the lilies of the field as evidence of a universe that is naturally designed to provide. Many of us read these words and find them difficult to apply when the reality of our material needs feels so urgent and demanding. The conflict arises because we try to solve spiritual problems with purely physical efforts, exhausting ourselves in a world of shadows while ignoring the source of light. We have been conditioned to believe that we must struggle and toil for every crumb, forgetting that we are part of a much larger, divine ecosystem. To bridge this gap, we must look beyond the translated page and into the heart of the original Aramaic revelation that Jesus shared with his disciples. The teachings of Jesus were never meant to be mere moral platitudes. They were intended to be practical instructions on how to navigate the fabric of reality itself. By understanding the hidden meanings of his words, we begin to see that the resources we seek are not far away in some distant heaven, but are woven into the very atmosphere surrounding us. The shift begins when we stop looking at our lack and start looking at the infinite nature of the MALKUTA that dwells within. Shortly, you will be guided through a short practice prayer together that will allow you to feel the resonance of this ancient power in your own body. Before we reach that moment, it is essential to understand the true weight of the word ma, which is usually translated simply as kingdom. In the mind of Jesus, this word meant so much more than a political territory or a place we go after we die. It referred to a birthing chamber of potential. When Jesus spoke of the MALKUTA, he was describing an ever-present, fluid realm of divine energy that is constantly seeking to manifest through us. It is the queendom or kingdom of God that is not a static place, but a dynamic movement of creative power that responds to our focused intention. By speaking this word, you are essentially aligning your breath with the same creative force that brought the stars into being. The tragedy of modern spirituality is that we have lost the vibratory connection to the sounds that Jesus used to heal the sick and provide for the thousands. We speak about the kingdom as a concept, but we do not experience it as a tangible resource that can provide for our families and fuel our purpose. To reclaim this authority, we must return to the source and allow the Aramaic sounds to vibrate through our very DNA. As you prepare to integrate this into your daily life, remember that you are not asking a distant deity for a favor, but rather activating a law of the universe. The MALKUTA is your birthright, a storehouse of divine ideas, opportunities, and material supply that is waiting for your recognition. Once you recognize it, the struggle ends and the flow begins, transforming your daily existence into a testament of divine favor and unshakable peace. If today's revelation has stirred something in your heart, don't let your journey end here. Our Aramaic wisdom guide was created to help you rediscover the original wisdom behind the words of Jesus. True knowledge sets us free, and you'll find the link waiting for you in the comments. The Invocation of the Royal Flow. Holy source of all that is, I stand before you now to acknowledge the MALKUTA that flows within and around me, dissolving every shadow of lack and every whisper of financial fear. I release the heavy burden of scarcity and open my spirit to the infinite storehouse of your divine resources, knowing that as I align my breath with your ancient truth, every need is met with abundance. I am no longer a slave to debt or anxiety, for I am a child of the MALKUTA, an heir to a kingdom where supply is eternal and my purpose is fully funded by your grace. The power of this realization shifts the very foundation of how you interact with the material world. When Jesus taught his followers to seek first the MALKUTA, he was offering a strategic redirection of human attention away from the effect and back toward the cause. We often spend our lives chasing the fruits of prosperity while neglecting the root, which is our internal connection to the divine source. By centering your consciousness on the Aramaic frequency of MALKUTA, you are tending to the root of your reality, ensuring that the fruits of your life become naturally abundant. In the teachings of Jesus, there is no separation between the spiritual and the physical. The two are intertwined in a dance of manifestation. The difficulty many face is the belief that they must somehow earn the right to be provided for, or that their current circumstances are a reflection of their worthiness. This is a profound misunderstanding of the grace that Jesus pursues. The resources of the universe are not distributed based on merit, but based on alignment and the recognition of your true identity as a participant in the divine flow. As you begin to speak MALKUTA every morning, you are performing a spiritual recalibration that clears away the debris of old, limiting beliefs. You are telling the universe that you are ready to receive, not because you have worked harder than others, but because you have finally accepted the truth of your heritage. This ancient word acts as a beacon, drawing to you the people, the opportunities, and the resources that are necessary for your highest expression. You will find that doors begin to open without effort, and the resources you once struggled to find begin to seek you out as you vibrate in harmony with the divine. To truly master the application of this ancient wisdom, one must understand that the MALKUTA is a realm of infinite potentiality that exists just beneath the surface of our physical senses. Jesus often used parables of seeds and harvests to explain this concept because nature is the most perfect reflection of how the divine works. A seed does not struggle to become a tree. It simply unfolds according to the blueprint within it when it is placed in the right environment. By speaking MALKUTA, you are placing your life in the fertile soil of divine intelligence. The conflict we often feel between our spiritual aspirations and our material needs is a result of a fragmented worldview that Jesus came to heal. In the Aramaic mindset, there is a word for daily bread that carries the meaning of that which is necessary for the next step. This suggests that the MALKUTA provides exactly what is needed for your evolution, exactly when it is needed. It is a system of perfect timing and precision that requires your trust and your active participation through the power of the spoken word. When you speak the word MALKUTA with intention, you are not merely making a sound. You are initiating a movement of energy that ripples through the quantum field. The Aramaic language is inherently vibrational, meaning the sound itself carries the essence of the thing it describes. Unlike modern languages, where words are often just labels, the words of Jesus were activations. When he spoke of the kingdom, he was literally calling it into the room, making the invisible visible and the impossible a present reality for those who had ears to hear. This is the secret that has been overlooked by centuries of traditional interpretation. We have been taught to wait for a kingdom that is coming, rather than to activate the one that is already here. By reclaiming this Aramaic authority, you stop being a victim of economic shifts or external circumstances. You become a co-creator who understands that the primary currency of the universe is not gold or paper, but the divine consciousness that Jesus called MALKUTA. This realization is the ultimate liberation from the chains of material worry. Perhaps you're wondering why these original teachings remained hidden for so long. That's why we created the Aramaic Wisdom Guide, because true knowledge sets us free. The link is waiting for you in the comments. To transition from mere understanding into a lived reality, we must move into the transformation protocol. a daily ritual designed to weave the frequency of MALKUTA into the very fabric of your morning. This is not a petition, but a recognition of the divine authority that Jesus demonstrated throughout his ministry. Every morning, before your feet touch the floor, and before the distractions of the world enter your mind, you must sit in the stillness of your own heart. In this sacred space, you will speak the word MALKUTA 7 times aloud, allowing the vibration of the Aramaic syllables to resonate in your chest and throat. As you speak, do not visualize money or specific objects, but instead focus on the feeling of an expanding golden light that knows no boundaries and lacks nothing. This ritual is a commitment to a mindset shift that refuses to acknowledge scarcity as a final truth. After speaking the word, you will spend 1 minute acting as if every resource you require for your divine purpose is already currently in your possession. This is the practice of praying as if you have already received a core teaching of Jesus that is unlocked through the vibrational key of MALKUTA. By combining the spoken Aramaic word with this specific mindset shift, you are effectively rewriting the subconscious programs that have kept you in a state of lack for years. This protocol should be performed for 21 consecutive days to fully anchor this new royal identity within your nervous system. You will find that as you maintain this daily ritual, your external world begins to mirror your internal state of abundance. You may receive unexpected phone calls, find new avenues for income, or simply feel a profound sense of peace that allows you to make better financial decisions. The MALKUTA is not a distant reward, but a present power that responds to the consistency of your devotion and the clarity of your intent. By dedicating the first moments of your day to this ancient practice, you are putting on the armor of light that Jesus spoke of, ensuring that you walk through your day not as a seeker of resources, but as a distributor of divine supply. This is how the original followers of the way lived, and it is the path that is being reopened for you today through the restoration of these sacred sounds. The ultimate goal of rediscovering the Aramaic teachings of Jesus is to walk in the same authority and freedom that he exemplified in every moment of his life. In the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 10, he tells his disciples that they have received without paying and should give without pay, emphasizing the flow of a universe that is inherently generous. When you speak MALKUTA every morning, you are aligning yourself with this flow, moving from a life of static survival into a life of dynamic expansion. The limitations that once seemed like immovable mountains will begin to dissolve as you realize they were merely shadows cast by a lack of spiritual knowledge. True transformation occurs when you stop trying to change your circumstances and start changing the frequency from which you operate. The words of Jesus were never meant to be trapped in ancient scrolls. They were intended to be living vibrations that transformed the human heart and the physical world simultaneously. By embracing the MALKUTA, you are stepping into a lineage of spiritual power that transcends time and tradition. You are becoming a living vessel for the same creative intelligence that organized the heavens and the earth. This is the personal power that comes from knowing who you truly are in the eyes of the divine. You are not a solitary being struggling against a hostile world. You are an essential expression of the MALKUTA, and the entire universe is designed to support your growth and your contribution to the whole. As you conclude this time of study and preparation, carry the sound of MALKUTA with you as a constant companion. Let it be the filter through which you view every challenge and every opportunity. When you see a need, remember that the supply is already present in the invisible realm, waiting for your word of authority to bring it forth. You have been given the keys to the kingdom, and those keys are found in the sacred breath and the ancient sounds of the Aramaic language. Walk forward with the confidence of one who knows the source of their strength and the infinity of their resources. Just a quick reminder, the transformation guides for a fuller life are waiting for you, right there in the comments. We are just scratching the surface of this ancient power. Get ready, because in our next video, I will reveal even deeper Aramaic codes that unlock spiritual authority you've never imagined. Make sure you are subscribed and have notifications turned on so you don't miss this unfolding revelation. Before you leave, if this message touched your heart or brought new understanding into your life, WRITE, the word restoration in the comments below. Your testimony may encourage someone else who is seeking healing and renewal. Thank you for sharing this moment of ancient wisdom with us. Until the next revelation, walk in peace, walk in freedom, and walk in the power of the MALKUTA. Be open.